Okay, guys. I know I don't usually do videos like this, but I gotta talk about a topic that's near and dear to my heart. Dragon genetics and wings of fire. We got Punnett squares. We got bonkers theories. Let's go. Okay, so first things first, let's start with eye colors. Dragon eye colors actually seem to work very similarly to human eye colors. You know, it's this junk. This is what I think I figured out based on too much time put into studying different dragon families in the books. I don't know what orange is. Let's test this dang hypothesis. We got Coral and Gil here. They both canonically have green eyes, but they do have dragonettes who have blue eyes. So this must be their genotypes for eye color if what I came up with is true. And you know, you put them together in a Punnett square and it looks like this. That means that 1 out of 4 of their dragonettes should have blue eyes, while the rest have green eyes. And get this, Tsunami has green eyes. Turtle has green eyes. Anemone has blue eyes. Auklet has green eyes. It checks out. This is what Tundra and Narwhal's whole thing with their family looks like. You can see that you would predict that it would be a 50-50 split between gray eyes and blue eyes, and it isn't. Hailstorm, Winter, and Icicle all have blue eyes, but it's not impossible. You know, blue eyes are still 50% chance that all of them have blue eyes, so moving on, I guess. So, what about Sunny? She's got those weird gray-green eyes. So this is the best I was able to figure out Thorn and Stone Mover's Punnett square. And as you can see that all the options here on this side are black and green together, but they are supposedly both dominant types. And when someone gets 2 dominant genes for the same trait, the result is one of 2 things: incomplete dominance or codominance. I think what we've got going on with Sunny is incomplete dominance because her gray-green is in between black and green. So that's what's going on here. That's why her eye color is the way it is. And speaking of incomplete dominance and codominance, this is also how I think scale colors work. Yeah, Whiteout seems to have codominance with her patterns, and Sunny seems to have incomplete dominance with the way her scales are a darker yellow than most sandwings. But I'm not really sure on the details of how dragons are picked as codominant or incomplete dominant with their scale colors, because I don't know, is it random? Is it based on which tribes they are? Maybe it isn't even incomplete. I don't know. Again, it might just be random. This is all guesswork right now. I don't, if you guys have ideas, feel free to tell me why some are codominant and some are incomplete dominant. Hey, what about Anemone? Well, yeah, she's got pink in her scales, and neither of her parents do. That doesn't seem like it makes sense at first with what I'm talking about here. Well, to get into that, we need to do some speculation about dragon grandparents. So, Anemone looks kind of like she's got codominance going on, and there is an option that one of her parents maybe had some pink in there, and it was just never mentioned for whatever reason, but I doubt that because pink seems like an unusual color for a sea wing that somebody would have commented on at some point. So what I think we're working with here is incomplete dominance. So this is a bunch of circles. They represent a family tree. Like this down here is Anemone, this here is Queen Coral. And the thing about incomplete dominance is that it doesn't fall right in the middle. But, so like maybe Coral had half, one of her parents had like a pinkish gene in there somewhere, and they gave that to her, and she was half that, but it didn't show. Like, it's not a 50-50 split. It's not going to be right down the middle of the two colors that you get if you got incomplete dominance. So maybe she gave that pale color that she wasn't showing to Anemone, or maybe it was Gil's side. I don't know why I picked Coral, but like, I hope this makes any sense at all. I'm sorry. Alright, I promised the bonkers theory. Here goes. Soar has no DNA. Okay, so like admittedly it's not that bonkers because he doesn't exactly exist in a traditional sense, but I'm still gonna explain it anyway. So like, Sky and Peril have blue eyes while both their parents have yellow eyes, so that should mean that both Kestrel and Soar's eye genotype is YB. But everybody always notes how weird blue eyes are for skywings, and as far as we know, they're the only ones to have that trait. So maybe this means that Kestrel is a little bit of another tribe, probably Sea Wing or Ice Wing way back in her family tree somewhere, which is why she had the blue eyes recessive trait, and this trait has been repressed for generations by dominant Skywing Orange and Yellow. But then because Soar has no DNA, he didn't give Peril and Sky a dominant trait to cover up to blue, and it was actually able to show itself? Maybe it's just a fire scale thing and I'm crazy. Speaking of crazy, let's talk about Animus Powers, and why they make absolutely no sense from a genetic standpoint. So, normally when we think of an uncommon genetic trait, like Animus Magic is, we think recessive trait. But that just doesn't really make any sense here. Let's look at Foeslayer and Arctic. If it's a recessive trait, Foeslayer wouldn't have had it because there was no Animus Magic in the Nightwing tribe before Darkstalker. So Foeslayer's no magic dominant trait would have overwritten any possibility for them to have an Animus Dragonette. But obviously that's not the case because Darkstalker exists. So it doesn't work that way. So it's a dominant thing then? No. Because if we do that, look where it gets us. Dominant Animus Magic means that only Animus Dragons can have Animus Dragonettes. Coral is not Animus. Neither was Gil, I'm pretty sure. So like, I don't know, maybe it is recessive and Foeslayer did have the Animus gene already somehow. Maybe getting the hots for Animus Dragons outside the tribe runs in the family or something. I don't know, it just seems like the kind of thing we would have heard about. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.